I'm Christiana, also known as Earthside Medium, and this is my series, Spiritual Reality Check. Today, we are diving into one of my least favorite things that I've ever seen on the internet. We really need to talk about light language because somehow this phenomenon slid into spiritual spaces and nobody seems to have a problem with it. If you've never heard of light language before, I will include some clips so you can see what it is that I'm talking about. Light language is not a language. Languages have structure, grammar, shared meaning, and culture. We don't have the right to call it a language. I feel like light language is very performative. I've seen the argument that if you don't understand light language, then you actually are not meant for it or the healing can't find you. Light language works to create a dynamic where one person holds spiritual authority and everyone else is in the mode of receiving. Any practice that can't be translated or disagreed with, that's not actually spiritual in nature. It doesn't work like that. Sort of practice is rooted in a power structure that works to remove your agency. This stuff also relies on things like dissociation, which fuels spiritual bypassing. It fuels spiritual psychosis. When we're looking at people who are already prone to things like spiritual psychosis, it's no joke that they're getting wrapped up in things like light language that feeds the delusion. It claims ascension and confusion and illusion all at the same time, which is incredibly dangerous. Like many other predatory practices, this specific one preys on vulnerable people who are in search of healing. And really, that's beyond unethical. As somebody who specifically works as a healer in the spiritual space, this is terrifying to me. And one of the things that peeves me about light language specifically, it relies on racist ideals about language. Historically, white religious people have been doing this forever, mimicking the cadence, rhythm, and vocal tone of indigenous chanting, song, African diasporic tradition, non-English phonetics. It reads as inherently racist. And the majority of people that I see doing light language are white. It takes a perceived amalgamation of cultures and it word vomits out mimicry and demands spectacle. I really can't think of anything more colonial in nature than taking something, bastardizing it, and then demanding that people give you attention. This also treats non-English speech as mystical noise. When I see white women on my feed doing this, it makes me feel sick. So whatever the intent is, it's important to note that actually doesn't matter if you didn't mean to be offensive because that intent doesn't erase the damage. Speaking in tongues relies on colonial ideas about language. It's racist. It treats non-white expression as an aesthetic material to be used and reworked. It reinforces who gets spiritual authority, like cult leaders do that. I don't think this is harmless chanting at all. This is more complex than that. If you have something to say, let me know because I would love to hear the takes. I want to know what you think about light language. If your spirituality is rooted in a gibberish practice, you probably want to try again.